Instant match reaction, Newcastle 2, Everton 1 at St James's Park. That was absolutely shocking, that. Absolutely dreadful from start to finish. Again, it just shows that without Richarlison and Luka Dean and James Rodriguez, we haven't got much about us whatsoever. No urgency, no pace. For me, it falls on Carlo today. I haven't sat here and said that many times, since he's joined the football club, and even in the games that we've been beaten, I haven't really put blame on Carlo, but today it falls on Carlo. The team selection baffled us all at 1 o'clock when we read it, and we saw, Delph, Sigurdsson, Alan Decore all in the same team, but we sort of felt, it's Carlo Ancelotti, 3 times Champions League manager. He's got to know what he was doing, and he set up with the 4-2-3-1 style of formation with it seemed like Decore on one side of Sigurdsson, and it just didn't work today. The substitutions as well just weren't on whatsoever. I don't know how Cenk Tosun's getting a game ahead of Anthony Gordon. I don't know how Alex Iwobi and Bernard are given another chance over Anthony Gordon when the pair of them have shown again today that they just don't bring anything to the team whatsoever. Certainly not in a wide position anyway. I feel sorry for Dominic Calvert-Lewin today. Obviously, he got his goal towards the end, but it was too late. He was getting himself about. He was trying to create. He was working hard, but he had nothing around him whatsoever. He had absolutely no help around him, and nobody that wanted to get involved and try and help him out up front. It was a tough day at the office for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Like I said, he got his goal towards the back end of it, but it was too late. I thought Everton's man of the match was Robin Olsen, to be honest, in goal. Don't think he was at fault really for either goal. Yerry Mina had a stinker. Again, for me, Yerry Mina comes out next week. I don't care if it's Branthwaite that goes in. I don't care if it's Govry that goes in. Yerry Mina comes out. He was poor again today. But Robin Olsen done well. He couldn't have saved the penalty. Like I said, I don't think he was at fault for the second goal, and he made a couple of really big saves. That if he didn't make, it'd have been 3 or 4, and it'd have been an absolute embarrassment. Only Everton could score in the 90th minute when we were being beaten 2-0 to go 2-1 up and still not put any real pressure on the opposition. Okay, we threw everyone forward and threw a couple of free kicks in there, but we didn't get rough, we didn't get in their faces, we didn't make it hard for them, we didn't put our bodies in the way exactly like Callum Wilson done for the penalty in the at the beginning of the second half. I've seen a lot of people talk about the penalty. Look, for me, it's ridiculous by Andre Gomez. I thought Andre Gomez had an absolute shocker today. He's just not good enough to be in there. He's certainly not good enough to be in there playing in an attacking sort of position, because he doesn't create. He's too slow. That's the thing is with Gomez and Sigurdsson, is on the ball, and if they've got the ball at the feet, and if you don't put anyone around them, if you say to the opposition, just stand 20 yards away from them and let them play, they'll do all right, because they're all right with the ball at the feet. They're all right passes of the ball, but that's not how football works. They're too slow. They don't get to any second balls, and every time they pick the ball up, players are breaking them down and putting pressure on them straight away, and they just don't work in a modern day football side. For me, they're just not good enough. They're not quick enough. Okay, on the ball, they might be good enough, but in terms of getting to every second ball and being there before the opposition, they're not. And you know what? I actually felt like in the first half, there was a couple of situations where Newcastle defence were playing the ball around stupidly, and they were making silly mistakes, and the goalkeeper made a couple of stupid mistakes where he played the ball that was just 5-10 yards from the nearest Newcastle player. But because we didn't have anyone like Richarlison chasing them down, because we didn't have anyone like James Rodriguez to chase them down, Gylfi Sigurdsson was just seeing it 5 minutes too late, and by the time he'd seen it, he wasn't getting there. The defender had managed to make up the space and pick the ball up, whereas if you'd have Richarlison on the pitch at that time, I think we could have created 3 or 4 clear-cut chances in the first half because of the poor passing of Newcastle, because Richarlison had been straight on it, right in their faces, and making them pay for that. But Sigurdsson and Gomez just weren't anywhere near the play. They weren't anywhere near the ball. And it showed today. Look, like I said before, when we lined up with that team at 1 o'clock, you sort of felt like, what's going on here? What's the plan? What does Carlo expect the outcome to be? And the game played out is that it was extremely slow, extremely difficult to watch. They scored a penalty and a counter-attack. Defensively, we were poor. John Joe Kenny, for me, not good enough. Not good enough to replace Seamus Coleman. If you're talking to come in on the odd game when Seamus is injured, fair enough. But if you're looking for long-term replacement, John Joe Kenny's not good enough. Thought Nkunku done well on the left-hand side. He was trying to create. He obviously got taken off. Both fullbacks got taken off in the second half. But yeah, listen, like I said, for me, it falls on Carlo Ancelotti today. It falls on Carlo Ancelotti. I just don't understand how how the team selection was supposed to work, and I certainly don't understand the substitutions. Look, I'll sit here and bang on about Bernard and you know, other people will talk about Ellis Sims, but it's very clear today with those substitutions that Carlo isn't trusting Gordon and other people will talk about Ellis Sims, but it's very clear today that Carlo isn't trusting of an Anthony Gordon, he's not trusting of an Ellis Sims. You know, if Cenk Tosun, who hasn't played for Everton in about 45 years, is coming off the bench before Anthony Gordon is, who looks, you know, our most creative outlet, then it just shows that there's something going on there. And, you know, I was disappointed to see Anthony Gordon not start, to be honest. Certainly, if you're going to put, you know, Gylfi Sigurdsson, Fabian Delph, Abdoulaye Doucouré, Allen, all in the same team, and Andre Gomez, who was absolutely pony, all in the same team, then, you know, I just looked at it and thought, how do you not put Anthony Gordon in this side? And to be fair, I thought a couple of the midfielders done okay. Thought Allen done okay. I thought Delph done okay. Doucouré is not an attacking player, but he done what he needs to do. But Sigurdsson, again, he's just too slow. He's too slow on the ball. He probably completed 80% of his passes, but I'm not really asked about that, because off the ball, he's just not quick enough. Andre Gomez was dreadful. Defensively, we allowed them far too much space, far too much time. Like I said, Robin Olsen, for me, was our man of the match, and it's a difficult decision now for Carlo Ancelotti to make, because not only has he watched us put in an absolutely dreadful, uninspiring performance again today, but, you know, he said before the game that Jordan Pickford was only being taken out for one game and he'd be back in for the Manchester United game. Well, I think that's a little bit unfair on Robin Olsen, to be fair, because he put in a man of the match performance today in an Everton shirt, certainly, and he made some really, really big saves, and like I said, I don't think he could be a fault for either goal. But there you go. You know, we looked at the team and we felt the worst, and it, you know, it come true. We made a average Newcastle side, who, fair play to Newcastle, by the way, they absolutely seized their opportunity. We give them far too much respect. They seen our starting 11, they saw our formation, and they thought, you know what, we can take these, and they done what they needed to do. They defended. We didn't throw anything massive at them, let's be perfectly honest, but they defended what they needed to, and they hit us on the counter-attack, and they got a silly penalty, which is a stupid penalty to give away. Look, there's minimal contact, but why Andre Gomez is swinging a foot there when he doesn't know who's behind him. It's schoolboy. It's absolute schoolboy. If you were watching that, if you were at a Sunday League game and you were watching your 11, 12-year-old child and he'd done something like that, you'd be furious. If you were playing yourself in a Sunday League game and one of your teammates done something like that, you'd be furious. It's schoolboy. Why are you swinging a foot there when you don't know who's coming from behind you to try and nick the ball? It gave the referee an easy decision. Certainly with some of the decisions we've seen over the last week or so in terms of penalties being given, it was always going to be a penalty. But yeah, like I said, not much more to say. It was awful. It was abysmal. We got one back. I'm happy that Dominic Calvert-Lewin got a goal, to be fair, because I thought he worked his bollocks off all game with very minimal creativity around him. But that was it. Like I said, for me, it falls on Carlo today, and you can say it falls on Sigurdsson or Gomez or, you know, Yerry Mina or whoever else you want, but ultimately Carlo Ancelotti set that team up with 5 central midfielders, none of the 5 having any energy or pace whatsoever. Okay, Allen and Doucouré may be a little bit exempt because that's not their role, but certainly Gomez, Sigurdsson and Delph, just none of those 5 players, I'd say, today could play in an attacking role, and again, it showed today. It showed they just... There's not enough about them. There's no energy, there's no pace, there's no urgency. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. We will have the player ratings up shortly. If you've enjoyed it, please do hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe as well. Another disappointing day at the office for Everton. I'm off to go and watch the rest of the women's game and cheer on the Everton women's because I think they'll put in a much better performance than we did today, and I think they deserve to watch more than that first team did today because they were embarrassing again. Let me know your thoughts. Leave a like if you've enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you soon.